All right, so we started the recording here, and like I said, we're going to get started. Just as one more reminder, my name is Dan Gadd, Partner Account Manager for ClickDimensions, and we're hosting this webinar alongside our partner Chorus. It was coordinated by Lisa Curry, who did a lovely job getting it all set up and whatnot. So we'll get started here. So kind of just to get you on today's agenda, we're going to be talking a little bit about marketing about 2.0. So really, kind of the whole topic here is CRM and bringing your marketing into that. So we'll talk a little about how there's a disconnect between sales staying in CRM traditionally and how marketing has always been outside of CRM. Kind of two separate siloed data pieces, and how CRM and marketing, if we bring it together, it's really going to add benefit for both the sales team and the marketing team. So we'll talk about that a little bit, going through the sales cycle, as well as I do have an example from our sales development reps as well. Then we'll be going through, majority of the time, the ClickDimensions features. So we'll go through each feature set. We'll do a quick walkthrough from CRM to get you a little more familiar with that. And lastly, we're going to wrap up with any questions relating to ClickDimensions or CRM, etc. So like I said, after the fact, I'll answer any questions down for a little bit. If you do want more information on CRM, please reach out to Chorus and get a little more information on that, as well as if you'd like a full demo with myself and Chorus on ClickDimensions, be happy to do that as well. So we'll get started here. And so this really just gives you an idea. So sales and marketing disconnect. So traditionally, the sales team and the marketing team have worked very separate offices, whatever it might be, is separate siloed data. And the reason being, and the reason for the disconnect, I should say, is CRM has always been itself. It's traditionally been a sales tool, kind of just a Rolodex of contacts in there so that the sales team can go in and cold call and whatnot, get that information in there. Now, on the other side, you've had the email marketing piece, the surveys, the forms, web tracking, and basically that's been outside in a different system, especially with digital marketing coming into play. And so that marketing team has gone and sent out the information and gotten information back into themselves, then tried to communicate it across to the sales team. Well, traditionally speaking, that's going to cause some sort of disconnect here. You're not going to get those real uptime results. And it's just kind of giving you an idea here that if that email marketing piece isn't connected to CRM, most likely these other features such as surveys, forms, web tracking, they're not going to be connected to CRM either. If they're not connected to CRM, they're not communicating with each other. And if they're not communicating with each other, you're not getting that full 360-degree view. How effective, say, those emails are they clicking links in the email? Where are they going to on the website? Are they downloading the form? Really seeing a full lead coming into opportunity closing. And it's not getting sales and marketing to communicate with each other. Just kind of to give you an idea here about, just talking a little more about marketing here, but today's buyers, they're about 2/3 to 90% of the way through the buying process before they even reach out to a vendor. So it's really putting the sales team at a disadvantage. Now with ClickDimensions and CRM working together, it's going to start communicating with each other. You're going to be able to jump that process a little earlier than 2/3 or 90% of the way through. Another piece of information, again, 50% of qualified leads are not ready to purchase immediately. Again, we're going to be talking about a couple different features within ClickDimensions, campaign automation and nurture marketing. That's going to allow you to be in touch with your prospects until they are ready to purchase. And the last piece is companies that excel at lead nurturing, generating 50% more sales-ready leads at 30% lower cost. So again, just a couple different features of ClickDimensions. They're going to help nurture these contacts and help you capture more leads. For that sales team, make that sales team more successful. And again, I'll talk about this a little bit with our sales development process, what that is. I was actually one of them for a little bit, so we'll talk about that here briefly. So just to give you a quick idea, and I'll be showing you this in my live production environment, ClickDimensions is native inside of CRM. So if you've seen CRM before, this might look familiar. It's a screenshot from 2015 online. But again, I'll go through this a little bit, and you can see here's all of the ClickDimensions features all within CRM. So you're never going to have to leave CRM to utilize ClickDimensions, and it won't be siloed pieces of information anymore. Now, just to talk about this a little bit, ClickDimensions has a wide variety of features, which I'm going to go over with you in just a few seconds here. And they all sit under one umbrella, and they're hosted onto CRM. So each individual ClickDimensions licensing is hosted onto your CRM. And just using email as an example, you'll be able to create that whole email template in ClickDimensions, send it out. It's not going to go through your Exchange server. Rather, we're going to send it for you in conjunction with Azure Send, and in real time bring back that information. Opens, clicks, bounces, unsubscribes, etc., and immediately push it back into your CRM. So the beauty of it is we're built inside of Azure. We don't have a data storage inside of Azure. So as soon as we get that data back in, it's immediately pushed back into your CRM It's your CRM data to use, analyze, manipulate any way you'd like to. And it's going to allow that sales team to go in and say, okay, well, Joe has received 3 emails. He's opened 2 of them and clicked on 1 of them, and really get some real-time data in there so that he can have the upper hand as far as a sales tactic. So as I mentioned, this is a ClickDimensions feature set right now. So we have our email marketing, nurture marketing, forms, surveys, web tracking, lead scoring, etc. That being said, every quarter we are coming out with a new update. So whether it is to enhance a feature or come out with a new feature altogether, we're constantly trying to stay the industry leader for Dynamics. Just to give you an idea, and I'll be talking about these as well, the campaign automation and compatibility with Power BI was part of our Q4 2015 update. We added new social tabs into our emails for Q2 of this year, and we've added a few connectors in Q1 of this year for SMS messaging and campaign and event integration. So again, constantly trying to stay an industry leader. So every quarter we are adding a new update into that. So this is just an example of some of the current customers we have using ClickDimensions and some bigger names within the UK and Ireland. The UK and Ireland are one of the largest, or I should say the second largest customer body for ClickDimensions. So it's been quite popular within that. And that has lots to do with our partner Chorus being a great partner of ours and whatnot. So they know ClickDimensions like the back of their hand as well. So again, I encourage you after the demo, if you do like the video and what you see here, ask Chorus a little more about CRM, ask them more about ClickDimensions, and they'll get you going there. So from that, what we're going to do is we're going to hop into my live environment, and we're going to spend the rest of this time beyond questions just going through all the ClickDimensions features. We'll talk a little bit here about CRM, really how it's going to work together. And then after the fact, again, any questions, please put them in the message box, and we'll touch base on them as you come through. So this is Dynamics CRM. If we hit the drop-down tab, you're going to have a lot of CRM tabs here. One thing we do want to focus on is the ClickDimensions tab. So again, this is what I'm going to focus on the majority of the time. We'll be going through majority of ClickDimensions features, but also point out when we're technically in CRM, although you can't really tell when you're flipping back and forth because it just works so seamlessly. So just to give you a quick tour of ClickDimensions, you have your email marketing area, your subscription management, your web tracking, your forms and surveys, your form survey and landing page builder area, bulk text messaging, and event management. So really quite a bit of functionality, pretty much any email marketing or digital marketing features that you'll need, all under one umbrella inside of CRM. So again, never going to have to leave CRM. It's all going to sync in real time. It'll be great for your sales team, for your marketing team, etc. And the reason I say it's going to be great for your marketing team is because now your marketing team is going to be able to prove that, hey, this marketing functionality that I've done, that I've put out, is being effective based on these sales results. And we'll talk a little bit about that with Power BI, how you can put it side by side with the marketing statistics next to your sales and KPI statistics. So sidetracked with that. Well, what I did here is I went to ClickDimensions and went to email templates. Within ClickDimensions, you have 4 different kinds of email template builders. The one I plan on showing today is the drag and drop editor. The reason being is the most popular amongst current customers as well as for internal use. And so we'll take a look at this one. The other 3 that we do have is a block editor, pre-made areas inside the template, right-click and upload content where you want to. Very easy to use. We also have the freestyle editor, so this is similar to a WYSIWYG or an Adobe Wizard. Toggle between text and image and HTML. And lastly, that HTML editor, write the HTML, generate the email template. So a lot of flexibility here. To take it a step further, if you do have an email marketing tool right now that you want to bring your templates in from to ClickDimensions, copy and paste that HTML coding into the freestyle editor. It'll generate the email template for you. So a little flexibility there, as well as you can start in the drag and drop editor and finish in the freestyle editor. So again, just a little bit of flexibility for you to make sure you're utilizing ClickDimensions in the manner that you'd like to. So like I said, I'm going to open up this drag and drop editor, and we'll have a look at it. So it's very simple. You have a variety of layouts you can start with. And then from that, it's just a matter of adding content. So we can go in, add a new image, select the image. It'll open up our image manager. And so we can either pull images from folders we might have saved, for some consistent branding, or you can bring a new image in straight off your desktop. So you can drag an image straight off your desktop right in this upload an image area, select the image, hit OK. It'll add the image in there for us to be proportional and clear. So it's very simple to bring in images, move it, manipulate it any way you'd like to. Now, if we want to drag it to a small area, we can do that as well. It'll adjust for that small area. So it's very simple to move these around. Beyond that, we can hyperlink. So we have anything from a website URL to a PDF file, as well as a variety of editing tools. So one thing I do like to show in the editing tool is the resize. So if I adjust that height to say 50, it's going to adjust that width for me to be proportional. So it's a lot easier to do than dragging the corners of your images and try to adjust it without getting it disproportionate. So we want to make sure everything's proportional and professional when we're building out these email templates. Now, beyond that, as far as content, we've added a new feature here, and this was part of our Q2 update. We now have both social sharing and social link aspects. So prior to this Q2 update, we had the social sharing, and I'll actually show this to you in a live newsletter. What it does is if someone were to socially share this email on Facebook, Twitter, whatever it might be, it's going to record it for you as well as show you the individual person who did it. Now we've added the social link here, and this has added a lot more options for social media. And so what this will do is you can actually have it to redirect the person from the email into your social media profile. So if you want to put them straight into your Instagram, you can do that, Pinterest, your blog, whatever it might be. What is nice is you have a way to edit these out, so you can add your different social media sites in there. But if we go into style here, you can change the layout, the formatting of it, alignment. You can change the shape of them as well as the color. So it's really quite nice and flexible there. Now, beyond that, this is what really reinforces the fact that we are inside of CRM. So because we're inside of CRM, we sync with the metadata of your CRM, and it's going to update those contact fields, update your fields in real time. So what we can do here is take a look at subscription preference. So with subscription preference, we have two options, global unsubscribe or subscription management. With global unsubscribe, one click, unsubscribe from everything. In real time, it's going to update your contact records and put them on this proper suppression list so they do not receive any emails. We also have subscription management. With subscription management, you're going to be able to create your own custom opt-in, opt-out fields, and you can create any subscription options that you'd like to put into this. So say you have 4 services that you put in there, just as an example. As people opt in and opt out, it's going to update their contact record in real time, assign them to the proper suppression list so that they're only receiving the proper emails. So it's very simple to do. You're not going to need any outside workflows to do something like this. Now, beyond that, we also have our dynamic content. Because we're inside of CRM, dynamic content is extremely easy to use. Basically, we're accessing your CRM data. So we have this little person icon. It's going to open up these 4 entities, owner, lead, contact, or account. Within those 4 entities, you can pull any field, whether it be custom or standard. So we go and grab the first name, hit add. It's going to add that coding in there for me. And what it's going to do is it's going to recognize the email address and pull the corresponding first name from the contact record. So very simple to do, and it's a great way to personalize your emails. Now, once we're happy with that, what we can do is we can preview it. So we can see what it looks like in a mobile device, as well as do an inbox preview. With that inbox preview, it's going to show us a variety of clients, so desktop, mobile, and web-based clients. And it's going to show us exactly what it's going to look like in each one of these. So you can see anything from an AOL web-based client, as well as to Android, iPad, iPhone, or even just a live, Outlook 2016, whatever it might be. So you have a variety of things you can take a look at here. Then from that, we also have a spam filter. So that spam filter is going to tell us whether it passes each platform or not. If it doesn't, it'll give us a spam score and tell us what we can do to reduce that spam score. Again, that's just a great way to test before that final product goes out. And we have a couple other ways you can test. I'm going to show you here in a few moments for that. So what we're going to do here is transition over to send statistics. As I said before we started the demo, if you do have any questions, please put them in the question box, and that way we can answer them as they come through. So what we'll do here is we'll go to email sends and statistics. So I'll hit that drop down again and go into email sends. This is where you'll create your HTML template. Send. So you can either create a new draft, or I'm going to actually open up a draft I currently have. And so I'll have a look at it. And so when you're going to create a new send, you choose your email template, save it. It'll lock it in there. You can also associate a CRM campaign. And I'm going to show you a CRM campaign here in just a second when I open up a newsletter so that you can see all the data coming into a CRM functionality and allowing that sales team to again see all these metrics and whatnot. It's going to assist them with their sales from that. So, but before we do that, we're going to keep walking through this email send. So if we scroll down here, we have a variety of options. So you have the from record. So if you mark this as yes, no matter who's sending the email, whoever owns the contact record inside of CRM, the email will come personally from them. If not, mark it as no and have it come from one specific person. You can also have it send immediately or choose the date and time that it's going out. So there's a little bit of flexibility there for you there. As well as you can choose as many marketing lists as you'd like on one email sent. So the majority of our competitors, you're going to have to clone the email every single time you send to a new marketing list. With ClickDimensions, we access your CRM marketing list. So you're creating a CRM advanced find to pull your marketing list, associating them to the email send, and you can add as many as you'd like. They can be both dynamic or static, coming from lead or contact records. Then once you're happy with that, what we can do is there's a couple ways we can test. So we can do an A/B split test. And so with that A/B split test, you can test unique opens or unique clicks on two different versions of the template, whether it be two different versions of the template, two different subject headers, whatever it might be. So we're just going to let that load up here. So you can have two different subject headers, who it's coming from, two different email templates, whatever might be there. Hit next. Oh, well, you know what? We'll change the content there. So we'll hit next, and we can scale this. So we can say, 10% of version A, 10% of version B. The remaining 80% of the marketing list will receive the more effective version, and we can have this send automatically or not for unique clicks or unique opens for hours, days, or weeks. So it's really a great way to make sure the majority of the marketing list receives the more effective version. Now, beyond that, we also have one more test we can run. We can run just a regular web-based test. What this will do is it will generate the web view of the email, as well as give you a spam assassin report. So you can see my spam score is false. It's below 5. However, it is quite high, and it'll tell us what we can do to reduce that spam score. So really a great way to test again. Make sure the best quality email is going out before it does. So from that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a newsletter here. And the reason being is there's quite a bit of statistics in those newsletters. So we'll open up this one, and we'll go into my March newsletter. And we'll have a look at it. So you can see it's a March 2016 newsletter. And before we really go through this newsletter, I do want to click through this CRM campaign. The reason being is just to show you some CRM functionality that's utilizing ClickDimensions. So this campaign, with ClickDimensions, you can associate emails, forms, surveys, landing pages, events, all to a campaign. And it's going to pull some metrics in for you. So in this case, we associate all of our monthly newsletter campaigns to the monthly newsletter campaign for CRM. So what we can see here just from this main page here is you can see the metrics of visits by month based upon click-throughs from the email. You can also see posted forms that are coming through, again, based upon the newsletter, and new leads that are coming through. So we can see how effective these are happening. Now, if we hit the drop-down tab here, you can see anything in this color. This is ClickDimensions data that's come in from people clicking through from the email. So if we want to see everybody that's coming in, maybe visits based upon the email, we can go in and see, okay, from every newsletter, these are all the people that are coming in. And we'll talk more about the contacts visiting and how they're being identified within the record when we get into web tracking. But it just really gives you an idea of how effective these emails are and whatnot. So I want to give you a little taste of that. Again, if you want more information on it, I would talk to Course, and they can talk to you a little more about CRM campaigns. But what is nice is you can associate ClickDimensions features to that. So we're back in this March 2016 newsletter. And if we scroll down here, we can see this was built in the drag and drop editor. And it's really built out quite nice, a little better than my example here. It was built by our marketing manager. If we scroll down a little further, you can see the text version as well as the overall statistics. So these numbers update for us in real time. Obviously, it's April now, so people have really stopped interacting with it. But you can see roughly 17,000%, the percentage of interaction, the bounces, the unsubscribes, as well as the click rates, the open rates, and the hard and soft bounces. So it gives you an overall idea of how effective that particular email was. Now, we can go to a more granular level on this as well. So as I mentioned with that social media, social sharing, if somebody socially shares this email on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever it might be, it's going to record that for you. So in this case, it shows that it was tweeted. There's no custom text added to it, and you can see the individual who did it. So it's really quite nice, and it gets it to a more granular level for you. Now, beyond that, we can also hit the drop-down tab next to the title of the send and go to Sent Emails. And so with that, what we'll be able to do is see every person that clicked or interacted with this email. So you can see each individual person that received the email and how they interacted with it. And what is nice, and what I'll show you here for in a second, is that all these statistics and whatnot are going to sync to the contact record. So from a contact-to-contact basis, you can go through the history of their emails, how they've interacted with those emails, as well as their web tracking, their forms, etc., all from their contact record. And we'll go there in just a few moments here, but I do want to show you two other statistics. One is the Click Heat Map Report. What this will do is it will generate the email template and show you the percentage of where people clicked in the email, so you can see what was effective, what wasn't. And then from that, we can run a click report. And so that click report is going to generate all the links in the email and show you the unique clicks and total clicks for each individual link in the email. So again, showing you what was effective, what wasn't. So we can go in here and click on one. So So we'll click on this one. And it'll show us the individual people that clicked on that particular link in the email. So it really tracks everything to that most granular level for us. So really quite nice. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click through to a contact record, and we're going to take a look through it. So if you want to define being in ClickDimensions or CRM, even though it works very seamlessly, technically we're now in CRM. So this is a CRM contact record that we filtered ClickDimensions data into. And that happens on an automated basis. So if we hit the drop-down tab next to the name, you can see anything in this color. This is ClickDimensions data, so page views, visits, event participation, etc., sent emails. And then if we scroll through the contact record, we can see these pieces of information. So you can see total score here. This is lead scoring, and it's points that you can assign based upon page views, emails clicked on, forms downloaded, etc. And as they interact with your marketing effort, it's going to accrue them a score. So you can see them going from a cold lead to a warm lead to a hot lead. Now if we scroll down a little further here, we can see the forms that have been submitted, as well as each individual email and how she's interacted with it, and each individual web page view. So again, starting to track everything again to that granular level. But if we go in, we'll take a look at her April 2016 newsletter and see what Liz is clicking on. So if we take a look here, you can see she received a score of 40. She clicked on it 4 times, opened it 7, and each individual activity. Now, in this case, this is the one she clicked on. We can click on the same link she did, and it's going to take us right to the website. So it's going to track everything for each that granular level, and you'll be able to see exactly what, in this case, Liz is looking at. So it's a little bit of a Big Brother-esque tool, but it gives the sales team an upper hand. And again, because it's inside of CRM, it's not siloed data. They have it readily available to them to make sure that they can get all the information they need before they make that sales call. Now, from that, we'll talk about web tracking. Now, the way the web tracking works is we provide you with a tracking script. You put that tracking script into the footer of your web page, and then from that, it's going to start tracking everybody that comes into the website. So the first time somebody comes in, if they're not inside of CRM ready, it's going to mark them as an anonymous visitor. So it's going to record their IP address, where they came in from, duration, score, total pages. Once they do identify themselves, fill out a form, click on a link in an email, it'll create a lead in which we can then qualify it into a contact record. Once a contact record, it's just going to update that contact every single time they come back in. So we can go in here and say, okay, we'll take a look at Tara here, for example. We'll open up Tara's, and we'll go in and take a look at page views and see the last page that she was looking on. So we can go in, click on it. It's going to take us again right to that web page. So tracking it to that granular level for us. Now, on the flip side of that, we can see the overall trends as well. So similar to a Google Analytics, if you want to pull in information like how many people are coming into the website from a Google AdWord or from LinkedIn or whatever it might be, we can create advanced finds for that. So what we can do here is take a look and see, okay, LinkedIn ads in the last 30 days. Now this is very simple to do, just create an advanced find. What we do is hit this advanced find button. So it's a CRM functionality that's filtering ClickDimensions data. And you can see it's just a UTM source for LinkedIn. So very simple to do, and it can pull this information in for Google Ad, for any of your social media accounts to see those overall trends. Now the other piece to talk about here is we've added compatibility with Power BI, and this is what's really going to help you get a nice visual of your marketing data versus your sales metrics to make sure that's being effective and whatnot. So I open up this Power BI, and again, the subscription with the connection with Power BI is included with ClickDimensions subscription. If you do want to talk about Microsoft Power BI, that'd be something to talk to Chorus about. So they can talk to you about CRM and Power BI. So you can see here we've just got a sample dashboard of marketing metrics, but we could put sales metrics in here as well from CRM to really put them side by side, show the value of the marketing efforts that are being going out as well as how effective sales are. So just talk through this quick dashboard here. You can see how people are coming into the website, where they're coming in from, a heat map of where they're coming in from, either globally. You could do it city by city or a zip code, as well as different posted forms. And this is all customized data. So the data comes filtered in from your CRM. It will still be in your CRM regardless of if you have Power BI or not, so you can create dashboards if you wanted to. But just to give you an idea, if we wanted to, say visits by city, we can pull in that mapping, and it's going to load it for us. So we could go in and zoom into the UK. We can take a look so you can see the heat map of what's going on in the UK. So it's very simple to do this. We could also go in and create maybe a pie chart on email sends versus bounces versus clicks versus opens, so you can see how effective your emails are. And again, build this out however you like. You have all this data and all this functionality to create out your own dashboards. So from that, what I'm going to do is talk about those nurture campaigns. So we will be talking about lead capturing and whatnot through forms and surveys, but once you have those leads, they might not be ready to purchase. So how are we going to nurture them? And the best way to do that is to use these two different tools that we have. So the first one I'm going to go through is nurture programs. So nurture programs is a tool that we've had since the beginning of ClickDimensions, probably about 6 years or so. And so we'll open this up, and I call this my set and forget tool, and I'm actually going to talk about the SDR process with this as well. So we have a process called the sales development rep process. What they do is they cold call people, get them on demos. So this nurture program has really helped that. It helped me when I was an SDR. So what I would do is I would create out my own SDR nurture. So it's about 5 emails, and what we would do is we would choose an email template, who it's going to come from, and then from that we put a weight on it, so maybe 5 days or so. And then after that, I would create a rule. Has the prospect clicked on the link in the email? If yes, I would notify myself. If not, I would send another email. And so I'd build out this nurture for 5, 6, 7 emails. As soon as that lead came in for me, I'd run them on this nurture. And that way I know every 5 days they would get an automated email from me talking about ClickDimensions. And it was a great way to automate that process. So even if they weren't ready to talk to me or ready for a demo, they were still getting pieces of information on ClickDimensions. So that's why I call it my set and forget tool. I could run it on a marketing list, run it on an individual person, and forget about it. As soon as they interacted with my email, in this case, clicked on it, it would send me a notification that says this person clicked on this link in this email at this time. So it's really very powerful for that. You could use it for events, for new product releases, for white papers, whatever it might be. So really the options are endless. It really depends on your marketing strategy and how you want to automate your emails. Now, we've taken this concept and expanded on it. So in Q4 of 2015, we added the campaign automation. And so the campaign automation is really very powerful. And I'm going to talk you through a scenario. Say you're running 2 events. So we're going to talk about this and just to really demonstrate the power of this tool. So we're going to say the scenario is you're running 2 different events, 2 different webinars in the next 3 months. You have a marketing list of 5,000 people, and you don't know which event they're interested in. So we need to really get an idea of that. So what we can do here is we're going to start this campaign with an email as well as 2 different forms. And those forms will be published on your website, right? So we'll go in here and we'll say, okay, we're going to advertise the 2 different events on the first email. So a generic advertisement of the 2 different events. So what we'll do here is we'll go in and we'll go click on the email template that we created, and then we have 2 different trigger types, email clicked and email opened. However, if we go with email clicked, you can actually choose which link. So we can say this link is for event A, this link is for event B. If we click on the link for event A and save it, it's going to create a rule. So if they click on the link for event A, it's going to take them to series 1, which will advertise directly event A. If they don't click on the link for event A or click on the link for event B, it'll take them to series 2 to advertise event B. And so just from that alone, from that 5,000 person marketing list, whichever link they interact with, we've now segmented that data into their areas of interest. So we can now target them a little more specific. Now from that, we also have the form. So if somebody fills out the form for event A, take them to series 1 on event A. They fill out the form for event B, take them to series 2 for event B. Now within that series, we can add different actions. So we can add a timer. So maybe minutes, hours, days, weeks, whatever it might be. Send them another email, and this is going to be that call to action to register for the event. We know they're interested in event A, run that call to action, make sure that they register for it. We can also notify the owner of the record and maybe create a follow-up task for a phone call. So if we leave them like this, they'll all happen at once, or we can connect them in the order we want them to happen. And then from that, if you don't see an action here that you do want to use, put a CRM workflow in there, and maybe Chorus can help you trigger an action like an SMS message from outside the campaign automation. So it's really quite nice. Very fluid and very visually appealing. Now from that, what we can say is, okay, there was an email interaction. Have they interacted with that call to action to register for the event? If yes, put them into series 3. Make sure that they receive a reminder the day before the event. If not, remarket them or remarket event B to them. Maybe they weren't actually interested in event A. So it's really nice. You can break this out as specific to the most granular level and run it and really get an idea all on an automated basis. Now we have the general statistic, which will show you the number of where people are in the campaign, as well as the individual participation statistic. So it'll show you each individual person where they are in the campaign. So you have both ways to take a look at this analytic tool. And again, it's going to sync back to the contact record. So from that, what we're going to do is talk about forms and surveys. So the best way to show you how effective forms and surveys are is I'm actually going to download one myself. But before I do that, I'm going to go to my contact record and I'm unsubscribe myself from newsletter and special events. And the reason being is on all of our forms on our website, we have the option to opt into newsletter and special events. So we're going to do that. So I'm just going to go on the ClickDimensions website real quick here and download an ebook. So we're going to go ahead and download an ebook here. And these ebooks are a great tool to take a look at, even just for email marketing strategy. If you're not ready for ClickDimensions yet, but you're interested in CRM, it'll give you an idea of what you can do for digital marketing. So you can see I'm just filling this out real quick. Daniel Gadd, ClickDimensions. There we go. And so I'm going to get that ebook. I'm going to get the ebook, but I'm also going to opt in for newsletter and special events. So I'm going to do the CAPTCHA, get the ebook, and in real time, all this information is going to update for me. So what we're going to do first, we're going to go to posted forms. And the reason being is where all the forms are being submitted at any given point on the website. So we'll go to posted forms here. And you can see I just downloaded that ebook. In real time, it updated my contact record. So what it does is it recognizes your IP address, recognizes your email address. So, okay, Dan's already inside of CRM. Let's just update that contact record. If they're not inside of CRM, like Danielle here, Danielle is going to create a lead, which we can then qualify into a contact. Once Danielle's a contact, it's just going to update that record every single time she comes back in. So it's really a great way to capture those leads, and you can put them onto a nurture program to really nurture those leads so they're ready to purchase. Now, if we click through to my contact record, what we can see is that I've updated to newsletter and special events. So again, everything's syncing in real time to that contact record for you. It's giving you up-to-date information, but more importantly, it's connecting that marketing team to that sales team, getting you to work together, making sure that all that information's working hand in hand so that you can see the marketing is effective as well as it's helping the sales team get some immediate information. Now, from that, what we'll do is we'll talk about how you can build these out. So we'll go into web content. Within web content, you can build out your forms, your surveys, and your landing pages. They're all separate builders. So the forms and the surveys are both drag and drop. The landing pages are either a block editor or a freestyle editor. So if we go in here, I'm just going to pull up a form. And again, because we're inside of CRM, it's going to sync with your metadata. So you can create any custom fields, any custom questions that you'd like. So when you go to create new web content, you choose your type. So I chose form here. Save it. It'll lock it in. You can associate a domain. It can create a lead or a contact record. You can also associate it to a campaign. So we'll open this up and have a look at it. And so down here at the bottom, you have new field. So a new field, you can label the fields any way you'd like to, field ID, but what's key here is the mapping. So this is going to show you all your custom fields that you have inside of CRM, and you get to choose where it'll map to on the contact and lead record. And then from that, it's as simple as drag and drop. So from that, we also have certain fields. You can make certain fields required. You have different form components you can add, so CAPTCHA, page break, file upload, whatever it might be, as well as you have a variety of actions. So say you have a white paper form on your website like we do. What we can do here is we can actually go in and put an autoresponder in there. So just to give you an idea, I submitted that form on the website. Here's the email I received. So I received an email from our CEO, John Gravely, and it says, thank you for downloading the ebook. Now, obviously, he didn't send that to me personally as soon as I filled that out, so we do have an autoresponder on the back of our form. Now, beyond that, we can also, say, put a email notification in there for an individual person. You can put a team notification, add them to a marketing list. So there's a variety of actions you can have happen without having to trigger a CRM marketing list to do so. So it's really quite nice there. Once we're happy with it, what we can do is we can preview it. So it's going to be on a white background because it's not embedded anywhere, but you can see what it looks like on a mobile device as well as on a landing page. And then from that, what we can do is hit that embed button. It gives you options of a URL, link, iframe, or widget. So you can copy and paste where you'd like to, or you can put it onto a landing page, which I'll show you here in a few minutes. Now, from that, just to give you a comparison to surveys. Surveys are similar in the sense that they are drag and drop. You can create any custom question that you'd like. So you can see I have the type survey here. Hit that design button. Hit new question. And it'll open up the survey. So you name it, write the question, and then what's key here is the type of way people can answer. So you have a variety of ways people can answer it. And then from that, again, it's just a matter of drag and drop. You have different survey components you can add to it. We also have skip logic. So depending on how they answer question 1, it can jump them to question 3, question 6, whatever it might be, as well as you have a variety of actions similar to forms. So if we preview this, Again, it's going to be on a white background at the moment, but you can see a star rating, open response, as well as the embed button. Then lastly, we'll take a look at landing pages. So if we take a look at landing pages here, you have the option of a freestyle, so it's toggling between text and image and HTML, as well as a block editor, no HTML involved. So it really depends on your skill level. I'm going to go with the block editor here at the moment. It's very easy to build out. So what we can do here is you can see we got an image in there, some text. We can right-click, add background colors, border styles, and start building this out a little further than what we've started with. Or we can add more content. And so when you add more content, you can add text, image, text and image, form or survey, HTML. I'm going to add a form in there. So I'm going to hit next. It's going to load up all my form and survey templates, which I can then choose from. And so we're going to choose a template, hit next. It'll preview it for me. And then we can hit finish. And it's going to embed it right into the landing page. So you can start building this out as extensively as you'd like to. And once you're happy with it, hit that embed button. It'll give you the options of a URL, link, or iframe. If you publish it, it'll it'll be your domain and won't be ClickDimensions on there. So one thing that is key to know about ClickDimensions, whether it be emails, forms, surveys, landing pages, web tracking, whatever it be, you'll never see ClickDimensions on there. It'll always be your domain. We just work on the back end of the system to make sure you receive and send every email or whatever it might be, every statistic back in. So again, we're only working on the back end of the system. So the last two features I want to touch base with you are plugins. So we have plugins with bulk text messaging. So that's with either Twilio, bulk SMS, or MessageNet. They all plug in directly to ClickDimensions if you have a subscription with any of those. And what you can do is you can create out your SMS message. You can add dynamic content into it, and then it's just like sending an email. You choose your email, you choose your marketing list. It's going to pull the mobile number off the marketing list, send it out, and it'll record the open for you. So it's very simple to do, and it'll get some statistics back if you're interested in using SMS messaging. And then the last piece that we have is event integration. So we have event integration with WebEx, GoToWebinar, what we're on now, Cvent, and Eventbrite. So 2 online, 2 in person. So just to take a look at one of these events, we'll take a look here and we'll open one up. And so all the UI of ClickDimensions is going to be exactly the same no matter what event tool you're using. So when you go to create your event in your event tool, it's going to sync back into ClickDimensions so you can see the event description, the date and time it's happening. What's different will be the source. So this is GoToWebinar because it's a GoToWebinar. If you want Eventbrite or Cvent, it'll be Eventbrite or Cvent there in sourcing, and the registration URL will be to a ticket for Eventbrite or Cvent. So it really doesn't matter which version you're using as long as it's Eventbrite, Cvent, GoToWebinar, or WebEx. And if you hit the drop-down tab, you can see event participation. And if you take a look through here, you can see everybody who's registered for the event. Before the event happens, it'll say registered here. Afterwards, it'll update to missed or attended. So it's a great way to get an idea of who's actually showing up to your events, remark to the ones who do not. So, but beyond that, that's really a broad level overview of all the features of ClickDimensions. If you have any questions, I'll be on for a few more minutes. I appreciate your time taking a look at it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully it intrigues you more to take a look at CRM a little more in depth. Like I said, this webinar was run by both Chorus and ClickDimensions. My name is Dan Gadd, Partner Account Manager for ClickDimensions. Lisa Curry organized this webinar for us. So please reach out to Chorus, talk to them a little more about CRM, talk to them a little about ClickDimensions, and I'm happy to answer any questions about ClickDimensions as well. So again, appreciate your time. If there are any questions, happy to answer them. If not, have a great rest of your day. So I do have one question here. What it says is, what is ClickDimensions compatible with all Dynamics CRM versions? So the answer to that is yes, we are. So basically what it is we're certified on 4.0, 2011, 2013, 2015, and 2016 CRM, online, on-premise, and partner-hosted. Now, if you were to go on-premise, and of course Bill talked about this a little further, to utilize ClickDimensions, you would need to put in an internet-facing deployer, or you could open up certain firewall ports, and that's something to discuss only if you go on-premise. With online, it's as easy as point and click. We connect right into your online version of CRM. So whatever version you go with, we are compatible with it. So I appreciate the question there. So any other questions? All right, so I think that's about it. I think the questions are pretty much done. So I appreciate it again, everybody. Thank you so much for your time. We have recorded this, so I'll be sending it over to Lisa to utilize for sending it out. So if you do have any questions or do want to see it later on, please reach out to Chorus and they'll be able to send it over to you. So thank you and have a great rest of your day.